Along the way, I met Duane the Radish Wrangler Morelan, a local grower in the Grand Ledge area. Part farmer, part philosopher, Duane shared with me some of his thoughts on the state of agriculture today.
Duane Morelan, I'm with Veges from the Ledges. We're here in Grand Ledge, Michigan. I'm a four-season grower. I grow naturally certified grown produce, spring, summer, fall, and winter. There are a few crops that I do specialize in. Primarily they're the cold weather crops. That would be the spinach, the Swiss chard, the romaines, and then the elegance greens, the greens mix, which are salad greens. Those, however, are more available come in the fall through the winter, early spring. In the summertime, my second specialty would be our melons. That would be the musk melons and the watermelons. And then come to think of it, it'd be a third item, and that would be our cherry tomatoes. Those seem to be one of the favorites of the community. Everything we hear is grown organic. Yeah, we're not organically certified, but we're naturally grown certified, which follows very closely the organic criteria. The certifications, for the most part, are very similar. One of the additional requirements that we have to go through with the naturally grown versus the organic is that we have to have another grower, another farmer come in and perform an audit, and then it has to be submitted for review before we get our certification, as well as we have to go out and audit a farm as well. The point of that is I think more for networking, and then being able to learn from one another and constantly grow and get a better idea of what the best practices are and who's doing what, and be able to incorporate them in our farm as well, or vice versa. Purple Carrot is one of our newer customers. I just met them not too long ago, and I'm trying to get more into the retail establishment, if you will, the restaurant business. Right now, the big push with us is with the farm to school program. We've had a meeting here, I'd say 3-4 weeks ago, where we had 12 individuals representing 4 different school districts come up and learn what we've got available throughout the school year and how we grow and tour the operation. Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. There is a big push for locally grown sustainable agriculture. I think the bulk of it has to do with health considerations. People want to know where the food's coming from. I think people overall are getting kind of frustrated and tired of being misled. I mean, you hear on the news, you read in the paper, it's on the internet. We start looking at some of these genetically altered seed companies and some of these other corporations that are putting out product, and it's not necessarily in the best interest for the people in general. It's more about corporate profits. The big thing though is health issues, and it's all interrelated, but we take a look at, we don't know what our healthcare costs are going to be down the road, regardless of what policies are or aren't in place. We just know that healthcare is getting more and more expensive. We're all getting older. We're having more exposures to family and friends who are getting ill, cancers or whatever sicknesses, and it's all basically food related. And then who's going to pay for all this? Then we start taking a look at the kids and with the obesity problems and with the diabetes, that's shot up tenfold and so on and so forth. It's amazing. We got two groups of folks, I guess I should say, in general, and that is my generation and older, I suppose, and where we all had a little family garden. We come home from school, before we could do anything, we had to weed the garden. So we had an idea how our food was grown. But now, amazing, now that we're being tied into this farm to school program, how many kids do not understand where the food comes from or how it's grown? They just have this misconception that because it's at the supermarket that's where it's grown. We've got 2 classifications. We've got that mindset that are totally oblivious, and then we got the other mindset that's pretty sharp, and they're well educated, and they understand the issues that we're faced with, and they're trying to better themselves in the community as well in turn. No, everything goes hand in hand, and sustainability is the foundation for that. You think about what's around us. Everything's sustainable as long as we take care of it and we mentor it and so on and so forth. But in order to be able to provide produce, you know, the soils need to be taken care of. In order for the soils to be taken care of, you know, you've got microorganisms that need to be taken care of. And it just goes on and on and on. And that's how the system in itself, as far as what we're doing here, works sustainability wise. And we're just kind of the tenants, if you will. As far as the community itself is involved, you know, it's, again, I think going back to sustaining where our food source is coming from and having it readily available for as long as we can possibly have it available. I mean, is that making sense? You think about, you know, our habits. We want to have carrots year round, you know, I'm just figuratively speaking, but you know, we expect to be able to choose to have broccoli year round, carrots year round, squash year round, so on and so forth. And I think we've come to accept the terms that, you know, there's going to be different times of the year where maybe the carrots or squash taste a little better than other times of the year. How's that fit into the plan of sustainability? I'm unsure about that. Where we need to understand and accept that, and it's a good thing, I think, because we get different varieties throughout the year. You can't have squash year round. You can't have carrots year round. You can't have beans year round. But you got other things coming in its place to replace it temporarily till the next season comes around, which will allow that particular variety to grow. So that's another aspect of sustainability. Is just, you know, we have a certain season we can grow cold weather crops. Then we have a certain time of season where we can grow tomatoes. And the same thing with our melons and our beans, and then with our broccoli and so on and so forth. And once we understand that and we look forward to the change of seasons, I think the understanding of sustainability with agriculture will be more readily accepted.
You know, what I'm hearing is that we're creatures of habit, and we're kind of overprivileged. We expect to have certain things whenever we want it, and we don't want to have to take the time to adapt or change or try something new.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. I mean, you look at half the problems we have is, I think, involves around what you just said. You know, and as far as creatures of habits goes, that's one of my biggest challenges here in marketing our produce is we're the creature of habit of one-stop shop. And we talked about that earlier, where people, for a variety of reasons, they got busy schedules, budgets are tight, so they can't afford to be driving all over the place, you know, 7 days a week, so on and so forth. But we're in a habit to where we want to go to place A and get everything at one stop, be done with it, come home, and then move on, versus go to point A to get something here, and then point B to get something else there. Like I used as an example before, you know, we've got customers down the road, mile and a half, you know, but we had some road construction, and they had a detour out of the way to come to us. It was 3 miles out of their way to come see us. So they would go to Myers or Walmart, and believe it or not, it's 3 miles one way to either one of those places. So does it make sense? I don't know. To me it doesn't, but creature of habit is a big part of our daily lives, I think. And we just need to figure out how to break that to at least to a degree.